My name is Grace. I'm the crochet designer, vlogger, person behind this YouTube channel. I have a blog where I share a whole bunch of crochet patterns and tutorials and all of that good stuff. I realized I was actually watching someone else's podcast and I realized I never really introduce myself, and I don't say my name. I don't know if that's something that you're supposed to do on these, but I figured I better make sure to do that this time. And of course, I have my coffee. As always, I just went to a local coffee shop, my favorite, got a vanilla iced latte because I was really craving that today. So that is what we will be sipping on today and during this episode. I think this is number 6 of the podcast. I don't really remember. This is where I share all of my projects and things that I've been working on lately. I'm really excited because I normally only do these episodes like once a month. I feel like there's a lot of progress and things have changed with each month, so I'm really excited to share with you all of the things I've been working on. So I think we should just get right into it. So I do have one finished object. I feel like because it's been a month, I should have more than one finished object, but when you look at everything else I've done, it all makes sense. So I finished my shorty socks. These are a scrappy sock pattern. I was using my Evermore yarn from Sorella, then Gold Rush. I already made a pair of socks using this yarn that had a taller leg. I'm actually wearing them right now, but I will not show you because that's just gonna be awkward putting my foot in front of the camera. But because I love this yarn so much, I really wanted to make another pair of socks since I had so much left over, and I've never made shorty socks before, and I was afraid I wouldn't have enough of the Evermore yarn to do a whole sock like this, although I do think I would have had enough with what I had left over after these socks. But I did have this, that's on the seam. Let's show you the other side. You can kind of see these stripes with like that charcoal color. So I've had that in stash forever. It was actually yarn I used to make my first pair of socks ever, so that was really cool to use up that yarn, and I still have some of that yarn left too. I love how these turned out. I've already worn them quite a few times. I love wearing them with like joggers and things like that. I love wearing my longer socks with leggings, and then these are perfect for like joggers or something like that. So my only issue with these is, and I've been making socks long-ish enough. The first pair of socks I made was actually almost exactly 2 years ago. So I've been making them long enough to know that what my numbers are for socks, like how many rounds I should do for the foot. I do know for fingering weight, like the stitches around that work for my foot or my feet, but I haven't like kept track of like, I need to like write down somewhere how many rows I need to do for the foot, because I kind of just wing it, and actually worked out really well for my other Evermore socks. They fit really well. These, they fit. They're a little small in the foot, which then kind of like pulls this down. So I don't know if I just needed to do more rows for like the leg, or, I mean, yes, I know I needed more rounds in the foot, but I also wonder if I just need more here too, just because I am using an afterthought heel, and I think that that type of heel naturally kind of pulls it down a little bit, in my opinion. So yes, I finished these. I think I was really close to finishing these in the last podcast episode, and I said I like wanted to finish them, and I think I got them done like the next day or within a couple days. So, and like I said, I've been wearing them so much. I love them, and I just love them. and I cannot wait. I want to cast off some other things, and I really want to cast on another pair of shorty socks just because I know that there's something that I will want to wear all the time this year. But it's been feeling so chilly and cold lately, which has been making me so happy. Actually, when I went to the coffee shop, I was debating between an iced latte or a hot latte, but I was just really craving a vanilla iced latte, even though it's so cold outside, and part of me really wanted a hot latte just to be all cozy. But I've been wearing so many of my socks that I made just because it's been so cold, and it is truly like the best feeling in the world to wear socks that you've made. Like, I can't believe I went so long without making my own socks, and I'm glad that I'm at a point where, I mean, I did just say that I totally messed up the foot on that one, but for the most part, most of the socks I make now fit me, which is amazing because some of my first socks don't fit me that well. So that's been super fun. One moment, I have like so much stuff packed into this one basket. Wow, okay, we're getting there. So I said once I finished those socks, I wanted to start the Even Fall sweater by Andrea Mowry with the yarn that I got from Sorella, or that she sent me from her Autumn in New York collection. And that's exactly what I did. I have like so much yarn here. Whoops. Also, so I've been super into project bags lately, but I only have like 2 or 3, and I do love using baskets that I've made, and that's what I use most of the time. But for some reason, this is a sweater that has like 3 different colors of yarn that are all tangled up, and like it took me 2 weeks to even get a basket for it. Like I was just carrying it around, like carrying all of the balls around, and I don't know why I did that to myself. I'm like, oh my word, look at all of that yarn. You probably want to see this. Maybe you don't, but I'm so distracted by all this yarn. So, okay. Wow. So this is how far I am with my Even Fall sweater. This is a top-down sweater, so this is the top. And then I'll add ribbing to the top, and I'm on really small needles right now. Like, this is not a lot of cord. I should probably get a new cord because those aren't interchangeable. I need to get a new cord, but oh well. So I'm obsessed with this texture. It's a super easy pattern once you get through like the first like inch or so, then you get the hang of it and what you're doing with it, and it's a lot of fun and really mindless. There are some places where I kind of got off with the pattern. I'm trying to find it, and it doesn't really bother me just because it is like a little bit of just with the striping and stuff, like it doesn't look too off, and especially if you're not paying close attention, you kind of don't even notice. But I don't know if you will be able to see. So sorry, this is so hard on here, but right here, it's kind of just looks like ribbing, whereas, let's see here. Like in this is so chaotic. Whereas right here, it's kind of like not honeycomb, but like textured. I don't know how else to describe it. So I kind of got off with, I don't want to give too much of the pattern away, but I kind of just got off with doing the stitches, and I didn't know how to get back on, and then like with increases, and it also wasn't really bothering me that much, and it still is not bothering me. But that's a small detail, something I messed up, but I was like, this took me a solid, like, I was only working on this for, I think, like 3 weeks, and this is as far as I got. I was like, I'm not about to rip that back. And I actually haven't worked on this in like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, and I'll show you why with another whip that I've just been obsessing over recently. But the last time I picked this up, I did take it off of the needles and put it on some yarn so I could try on the yoke to see how much more I need to go. And I do need to go, I think, like 2 more inches or so with the yoke before I can split for the sleeves, and I haven't like worked on it since. So I'm almost done with the yoke. I wanted to finish the yoke by the end of October because my goal with this sweater is I would love for this to be like my Christmas holiday sweater that I wear. I would love to wear it like for Christmas Day. And so my goal was do the yoke in October, the body in November, and then the sleeves in December. And I feel like that breaks it up really well. So I am almost done with the yoke, but really if I only work on this like at all, I really only get like an inch done just because I'm a really slow knitter. I could get the yoke done, but there's another project that I really want to focus on that I want to get done by next week. So this has been put on the back burner, which is fine. I will go back to it once I finish my other project and hopefully make a lot more progress on it. But something that I am nervous about. So I am using 3 colors. Where did the other one go? Oh, there we go. So I am using 3 colors right now. So this gray is my main color. And then this, it has a little bit more brown in it. This is my first contrasting color. So I am using more of this yarn. And then the one that I'm really surprised by with how much I love it, it's really, really growing on me, is this like purpley gray. Just, there's so much going on, and especially on here, like when I first got this yarn, I noticed that there was purple in it, but like looking at it in the camera, like, wow, that's a lot of purple, which I'm normally not a purple person, but I love it. But anyways, I am nervous because this is all I have left of my main color. Now it is supposed to be a cropped sweater, but in the pattern it is, the sleeves are like a 3/4 sleeve, like they're not even all the way, which I would like a full length sleeve. And this just does not look like a lot of yarn because I'm not even done with the yoke yet. So I am nervous. I'm gonna put in all of this work and it not turn out, because then I genuinely don't know what to do with it. Because I just, with how the pattern is with the colors, like there's not really a good way. I could potentially, I might on the sleeves, or because these two are really similar and they do kind of blend together in the sweater, I could switch them on the sleeve. So I'm using more of this one on the sleeve and less of this one. That could be a possibility. And I think in the pattern, you're supposed to do like the ribbing and like the edging in the main color, I'm pretty sure. And it does have like a little bit of like a scalloped edge, I think. I know the sleeves do. I don't know if the rest of it does. I'm not gonna do that. I like the idea of just straight ribbing, and I'm gonna do all of the ribbing in this color because I'm really not using that much of it. Like I have so much still, and I mean, you can see, like, I think that would be so pretty if you just have these really subtle stripes of the dark and then like it be like the ribbing and stuff. I think that would make it really pretty. So if I am running out of yarn, I'm also okay with just making a really long like ribbed section, maybe like even like that I'm okay with. I think I'll be fine, hopefully. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm nervous that I'm not going to have enough yarn to finish it, but we'll see. We'll play around with it and hopefully it goes well. I'm pretty sure between the three I would have enough to finish the sweater. I just don't know if within the pattern of how I'm currently using the colors, if I will have enough, if that makes sense. So anyways, that's where I'm at with the Even Fall sweater, hoping to pick it up again very, very soon. And the reason why I have not worked on the Even Fall sweater in forever is because I started a hat. This is the Muscle Burrow hat by Ysolda T. It is such a fun pattern. I definitely struggled in the beginning because you start at the very top and people had suggested doing some sort of like pinhole cast on or whatever. I don't know if you hear that, but there's a plane going by. I just like crocheted in the round, like single crochet like the number of stitches, and then I picked up those stitches just because I was not about to try to like knit like that teeny tiny hole. And I think it worked really well. I'm hoping to make more of these in the future, and that's the type I'm going to use. This pattern has been super popular by like knitting podcasters. So if you watch a lot of podcasts, I'm sure you've seen this hat before. So what you do is you start at the top, you do the increases, and then you just knit a really long tube, and then you do decreases, and then you fold like the hat in on itself, if that makes sense. So the yarn I'm using is by, surprise surprise, Sewrella yarn. This is her Ivy colorway, again Taylor Swift collection. I did actually buy it when she originally launched this collection last August, so it has been sitting in my stash for over a year. Originally I thought I was going to do socks with it, but then I think it was like after the last podcast episode when I was like, you know what, I first of all really need a new hat. I've seen so many people make this hat pattern and it looks so cool and I just love it, and this would be the perfect yarn for it because green is 1000% my color. And when making this hat, I mean, I might make some in the future, but like I like the idea of doing a tonal, more solid color instead of like the Evermore yarn that's very speckly and stripey. I don't know, it has a lot of color in it. So this is definitely like the perfect color for this hat. And I need to look at the pattern again. I want to, because how it's designed is once you fold it inside itself, if you just put it on, then it's going to be like slouchy, but then you can also like fold up the band so then it's more of like a cap, and so it's not as slouchy. But I do like having like a little bit more of a slouchy hat. So my plan is to just knit this whole thing or just like knit a tube until I have about 15 to 20 grams left of this to do the decreases, just so that hopefully I can use up as much as I can of this yarn while also trying to make it as long as possible, so that hopefully if I still want to fold it up, I have like that slouchy option. That's my plan. And I've been really just working on this non-stop for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, because I'm going to a concert next week and this would be the perfect thing to wear to the concert. So I would love to finish it by then, and it's just been a really fun knit. It's just super easy knitting. It's been a really crazy couple weeks, and so I'm just really exhausting, and so this has just been the perfect thing to work on. and it's really just what I needed right now. And it was a nice break from the sweater, but I am at the point where I'm ready to be done with this. I want to cast on some socks, but I really need to get this done first, especially because the concert is exactly a week from today. So, and I think I have like probably at least 3 more inches that I would have enough yarn for, so I still have quite a bit of knitting to go on this. So, but yes, I've really been enjoying this pattern. I can't wait to make more in the future. I think it's such a fun pattern, and I know I'm going to love the finished product. The only thing that I don't like is it does take a long time, at least for me, because you're technically knitting 2 hats in one, because it's like folded inside itself, and because it is fingering weight. So it does take a really long time, but I think it'll be really worth it. So I am very excited to finish that hat, and in the next episode it should be a finished object. Okay, my next whip, again, this was something that I also think I started like right after the last podcast episode, and that is a granny stripe blanket. So this one is going to be a fingering weight blanket. I'm using a 4.00 millimeter crochet hook, which is also a G, and I'm just using my scrap fingering weight yarn. As time has gone on, I'm starting to knit and crochet with more fingering weight yarn. This was a weight that I never used like up until 2 years ago, and especially within the past like 6 months to a year, I've really started using this yarn, this weight of yarn. So I had some scraps, so I did start it. This is all I have right now. I do actually have that charcoal color from the Evermore socks, the scrappy shorty socks, that I think I would have enough to add 1 row. It looks really big on screen just because it doesn't fit, but it is probably like a nice little like African, I don't know. So I'm not going to show this every week just because, again, I haven't even worked on this ever since I finished the shorty socks, because that's when I added the Evermore yarn and the Gold Rush yarn. So, but whenever, you know, I make some progress on it, probably add several colors to it, I might show it. We'll see. It'll come in and out every now and then. But just wanted to show that it's a great way to use up scraps of yarn, and I just love granny stripes, squares, whatever. I love it, and I'm so excited to see this grow, and it's going to be so crazy and so much fun with all of the different colors in it, and it's so much fun to work on. Like, granny squares are comfort. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but like, for me, granny squares are just pure comfort to crochet on and to work on, and they're just so much fun. So that is another project that I started that, again, I haven't worked on in forever, but I did do not much progress since last time. And my last project is my Henley sweater, which is a crochet pattern that I'm currently designing. So I don't exactly remember where I was last time I showed it. I think I was on like these 2 sections trying to figure out just everything up here, and I feel like I haven't worked on it that much, but I really have. And I started writing the pattern, which is really good. I'm still not even done with the sample yet, but I got this part completely done. I'm obsessed with how that turned out. It took quite a few tries to get it right and with the neckline, but I'm very excited. So where I'm at is I have obviously the shoulders seam together. I still need to figure out exactly what I'm doing for the neckline, like finishing that. I don't know if I'm just going to do like a round or two of single crochets or half double crochets or something else, but I'm thinking that's probably what I'm going to do just to finish it off, just so you don't have those weird bumps from the decreases. And then I did seam up one side. I haven't even like tried it on yet to see if I need to go more. I was just working on it one day. I did last minute decide to leave kind of like that open, not seam up the ribbing. I just love how that looks on patterns, and I thought that that'd be another really fun detail. So I still need to seam up the other side, and then the neckline, and then sleeves, and it will be done. And I'm so excited to wear it and for you guys to make one too. I'm really hoping, I didn't even think that I would get this far this year. Like when I first picked this up again, I think in September, I was thinking I could hopefully do like release in like January, like sometime in 2023. But now, the further along I'm getting, I think I could release the pattern in December, which is so exciting because this is such a fun pattern. It's so easy. The hardest part is just doing like the shaping here and like the button stuff, but there'll be pictures in the pattern to show you how to do all of that, and I'm really excited to finish it. This is one of those things that I really want to continue working on. Like all of my crochet time has been going into that hat and finishing that hat, and then after that it'll be working on the sweater. So but I'm hoping to get some time. I would love to finish this in the next couple weeks. That's really up. I'm hoping to then more seriously start on it by the time I finish that hat. So this is, and I'm currently calling this the Henley sweater. So that is the progress I made on that one. I'm actually really happy with all that I got done. It doesn't look like I got a lot done. It was more of the technical side of, again, figuring out that neckline, what took so long and so many tries to get. So I'm really excited that I did get that accomplished, and I'm using We Crochet Alpaca Cloud. This yarn is so soft and I just love it so much. I want to make like so many sweaters and garments in this yarn. It is that soft and it feels so good against the skin, and it's the perfect drape too. Like honestly, like the drape on this is incredible. So that's where that sweater is at. That is all of the projects that I've been working on this month. I do have one new yarn acquisition that I literally got 2 days ago. I'm so excited. I love this. First, sock sets are my weakness. I love sock sets, and this one is 1000% me. So this is the Hocus Pocus 2 sock set by Oak and Fiber, and it comes with this beautiful like cream color. I don't even know how to describe like what shade of cream this is. It almost has like a cooler greenish tint to it, if that makes sense. Really beautiful neutral. And then this little mini is adorable. It has so many beautiful fall colors in it. I love that. I love this mini so much. And I think, so the set together is called Hocus Pocus 2, but then the colorways are O Book and Witchcraft. So I'm obsessed with this mini. I just want like all of my yarn to be this. So this is a 25 superwash merino and 25% nylon. So it is like the normal percentages-ish for regular socks. It is soft, but it almost has like a little bit more of like a rustic feel to it. But like it's still soft, if that makes sense. Because I feel like when knitters and crocheters say like a yarn is more rustic, then that means it's maybe not necessarily like as like buttery soft as other yarns. Then automatically people are like, well then I don't want that yarn if it's like scratchy. This isn't scratchy, it just feels very durable, and I know it's going to make really good socks, and it's going to like wear really well just by feeling it. So I don't know exactly. Obviously I'm making socks, that's number one, but I don't know what kind. I really don't want this to just like sit and stash, but also I want to use up my scraps of yarn to make socks this year. So, but then it's like fall, so I don't know if I'm going to be waiting until next year or if I'll just do something next or this winter with these socks. But because I love this mini so much, I don't want it to just be the accent for like the cuff and the heel and the foot, or just like, or the toe, or you know, just like the toe and the cuff. Like I want to do something in the sock with this. So I don't know if I'm going to do some type of striping or some type of like color work, although color work does not, I've seen these beautiful color work socks on Instagram. I have so many saved, but like also that just does not sound, they're beautiful and I want like every pair that I see, and I save them because I'm like, oh, I'll make that someday. But also the idea of making color work socks sounds so unappealing. So I'm probably going to do some type of striped sock and maybe some type of like texture too, if that makes sense. And I have been kind of looking into maybe doing like pearl stripes, at least on the leg. Words are not working. Words are not working. At least on the leg. I think that that'd be really fun. I don't know if I would do striping on the foot or not, but that's kind of my plan right now. It could totally change. I feel like half the things I say on this channel end up changing, so, but we'll see. I'm really excited to use this. I will have her shop linked down below. She has some beautiful colorways, and I don't know exactly when this video will be up, but she is, I know, releasing, I think November 1st, another like fall collection. I forget what it's called. No, it's not fall. I think it's more like holiday theme. I'm not 100% sure, but I know she's doing a drop on November 1st, and you don't want to miss it because her colors are gorgeous. 1000% me. Something else I wanted to mention is I finally released the pattern for the Magnolia yoke sweater. I totally forgot what I named my own sweater. I will make sure to insert some pictures of me wearing it because I'm obsessed with this sweater. It's absolutely stunning. I can't wait for it to get a little bit colder for me to wear it because it is quite warm. So I will make sure to have the sweater or the pattern linked down below. I did just want to mention it. I know it was a finished object last time, but all of the ends are officially woven in and the pattern is officially released. And yeah, I'm just so proud of this sweater design. I'm already debating doing a bulky version and maybe doing some like striped, not color work, but like maybe color block or just a bulky version. I think would be so much fun. So we'll see if I actually do that or not. I don't know. I have so many plans of things I want to do, and then I feel like I don't do half of them because I don't have time. But yes, thank you so much already for the love and support that this pattern has gotten. I'm so proud of this design and I hope you guys love it too. Okay, that is all I have for projects today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. You know, I've just been living my best fall life over here. Been doing lots of fall baking when I can. I still need to make butternut squash soup because that just screams fall to me, and I still need to do that. I haven't done that yet, but that is still on my list of fall things to do. I started listening to the second Harry Potter book, as an audiobook this week, and I'm already like 40% of the way through. I've just been listening to it nonstop. I've read all the books before. I love Harry Potter, and so this was just like, it's just been so much fun listening to it. Like, I'm just tearing through it, like going through it so much faster than I normally do with audiobooks, just because I think it's because it's something I've listened to, and then just with this time of year, like October equals Harry Potter to me, and it's just been so much fun, and that's been my favorite thing lately, along with Gilmore Girls. I feel like I've been talking about that so much. I'm watching it the whole series through for the first time. I've seen episodes before, but I started from the beginning, and I'm on season 3. I love it so much. It's the perfect fall show. It's the perfect show to watch while I'm working, like on my laptop or something, or while I'm baking, or just when I'm knitting, crocheting. So that's been really, really fun, and I'm really enjoying all the fall leaves. Sorry, I'm looking outside at all of the pretty leaves, and of course enjoying the fall drinks at coffee shops has been wonderful. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm gonna chug along on my hat and my sweater until hopefully I get that done by Christmas. So I hope you all have a wonderful, cozy fall day, and I'll see you in my next video.